Lakers winners of 6 in a row and 12 of their last 14 get blown out in their final game before the All-Star break on the road to the Utah Jazz. Jazz put up 131 points. They took advantage of the Lakers' lack of rim protection tonight, especially with Jackson Hayes going out early with that injury. 54 to 36 points in the paint. They doubled them up there. Also had 26 fast break points, double-digit offensive rebounds. And guys, the Lakers, great from the three. I mean, 20 of 50, but free throw line just 17 of 30. Big game, James.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie. And looks like tonight, second time playing Utah this week. It's kind of hard to go at a team back-to-back at their place. And, it's the last game of before All-Star break. But nevertheless, Utah took care of business at home. They outplayed the Lakers in the paint, as you mentioned. Not knocking down your free throws, it really doesn't give you a chance. So, it was kind of a trap game. One game before the All-Star break. You've been playing great the last few weeks, but Utah weren't going to be defeated 2 times in a row by the Lakers. And, no rim protection. That's with no AD in there, no Hayes, as you mentioned. It was layup city. So it's one of those games they had to throw it in the trash, go enjoy the break, come back and get back on track the way they were.
Yeah, Rob, the Jazz used a 20-2 run. I think the Lakers got it to within 4 or 5 there in that third quarter. It was that 20-2 run kind of opened up the game. And when you're not hitting free throws and you're just, given second possession, it's hard to get back in it.
Yeah, when you watch this game, when they cut it to 4, you're like, okay, we're right there. And it's like the Jazz turn it up. They got a couple of easy baskets. They had was it 4 or 5 dunks in a row?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what's going on? And they were all alley-oops. It was just back doors. It was simple basketball. And that goes to show you that you talk about All-Star break, and you talk about guys not focused because the attention to detail wasn't there. And I'm sure that's something JJ will address. But little things like that get you caught up. And this is one of those games where you play on a team like the Utah Jazz, you got to win regardless of where you're at, because you look in the standings, you're right where you want to be. And so you got to keep that mental focus. And I know it's hard before the All-Star, but the teams who win championships stay focused and they win the games they're supposed to win.
And Brez, unfortunately, knew it would be tough coming into tonight because you're already down Gabe and Dorian Finney-Smith. You're talking about 2 of your better defenders. And then you don't plan on losing Jackson Hayes, but you lose him 7 minutes into the game, and he's actually off to a good start. Then it's tough.
Yeah. Alex Len, welcome to the Lakers. You've been here for like 10 minutes. You're going to have to play all this time because Hayes goes down in the first quarter. And, yeah, like you mentioned, 2 of your good defensive stalwarts not playing in this game. Felt like a loss of attrition. They've been playing so well the last 3 weeks, James. They beat Boston, they beat the Knicks, they beat the Clippers, and then tonight happened. And I'm not going to say it was predictable. The Lakers were favored by 9. They should have beat this team. To your point, Rob, you got to beat the teams that are the bottom 1, 2, 3 in your conference. Didn't happen, but you almost can let it slip a little. Luka foul trouble. He's still getting acclimated after sitting out almost 7 weeks because of that calf injury. And the Lakers lost the hustle categories, the stocks category, to be specific, 18-8. That's too big. You can't lose the steals and blocks that badly, Rob, and expect to be in the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Jazz are 12-40. It's no big secret that they're struggling this year, also probably positioning themselves for Cooper Flag. But they are NBA players, and they have good, solid guys on their team, and tonight they came to play. Larry Markkinen, Collins, and Walker Kessler, who was talked a lot about before the trade deadline. Lakers just didn't have an answer for them, a heavy dose of pick and roll.
They just beat us on the other night. They come to our place, let's get up for them, and they were ready. And you had several players, as you just saw there, play phenomenal basketball, and the Lakers just could not find their footing, especially after Hayes went down. I forgot that we didn't have Benny Smith or Gabe, but still, there were moments right there with LeBron and Luka still on the team, and other guys. And Reaves, Rui, they still should understand the significance of this game going into the break and try to nail it. Unfortunately, it didn't happen.
And we didn't even talk about Clarkson, who had 21.
Yeah.
He's a plus 33. It's so many things that went wrong in this game. And as a player, there's certain things you got to understand. If you have an off shooting night, go to the rack. These guys are great guys. Think about it. They beat some good teams.
Yeah.
And especially in Utah, one of the toughest places to play. You gotta be focused when you go up in there.
I'm sure tomorrow night when they play the Clippers, then they'll be thinking about All-Star break. And won't play as well.
We'll miss 11 threes and
a couple guys will sit.
Take one rebound. It's kind of funny because we talked about this before the game. Lakers had it lined up. They beat this Utah team. They go on the break. Pretty easy schedule to start. Coming back on the other side of the break, you got Charlotte here in LA. Then you go to Portland, who's playing better, but still bottom few in the West. Well, that gets punted a little bit, Geet, but still tremendous run-up for this team going into the break. They were 10-1 in their last 11 before tonight. You can't be that upset about it. I do worry a little bit about this team against teams with guys who are good in the paint and have protection, rim protection. Walker Kessler, I never believed all the smoke that he might be getting traded, James. He's young. He's still on his rookie contract, and he's good.
Perfect 8 for 8, 16 points.
Yeah, so that to me was just a farce. Maybe the Lakers can get Walker Kessler. Yeah, I wasn't buying into that. The guy's young and a cheap contract, and he's really, really good, Geet.
How concerned are you guys about Jackson Hayes? Obviously he's going to have some time off now.
They do miss his energy. He flows well. The continuity is good with the starting lineup. So, yeah, even though he doesn't have that size as a rim protector, he's been our guy. As far as, rebounding, alley-oops, and playing with that first unit, mostly.
Yeah, when you see something like that, it's probably concussion protocol because it took him a while to get up. I'm not worried about him coming back. That was one of those hits where we've seen, a former player take those same hits and come back. So I'm confident he'll be back and be his flaming hair self.
Yeah, this is all, if the Lakers had acquired a center at the trade deadline, which they thought they had, then Jackson's your backup. Sorry, he's your starter now. And, if he gets hurt, Alex Len's going to have to play big minutes. Koloko's going to have to get out there and play, 15, 20 minutes perhaps. So just a bad sign. They play again in the week, Geet. Hopefully he'll be okay by then.
All right, let's hear from J.J. Redick. He's speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
Nah, I don't really buy that. I think there's our guys, the spirit and all that stuff has been great. I thought we were locked in. I think the more human nature element is playing the same team twice in a row and feeling like it might be easy because we just beat them and we're 3-0 against them. And, I think our preparation was there. I think our guys' preparation was there. Sometimes you just momentarily can lose sight of the things required to earn a victory, and I thought defensively to start the game, it was just like Markkanen could just move wherever he wanted to move. We weren't physical. We didn't talk. Never really got to a place in the game where we were talking and executing the off-ball curl switch rules, and you give a team confidence, you let them be comfortable, and this is what happens. That's the NBA.
Do you have anything more on Hayes? Obviously left the game with a facial contusion.
I don't have anything else. Just facial contusion. It's what we have right now.
Just any larger kind of moving or big picture thoughts as you head into the All-Star break of the way the team is building?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just, getting all our key guys healthy. Obviously Braun has put in a lot. AR has put in a lot. Those guys need a break. Luka continuing to build towards being able to play his normal minutes and being, in game shape. The reality is, he took 6 weeks off and is working his way back still, getting Doe and Gabe back. And I think when our group is healthy, we can compete at a very high level.
Dalton scored in double digits, and it's pretty improbable that maybe that may never happen again a week ago. So just what do you make of his night tonight, and it just from body language standpoint, the other night it didn't seem like maybe he was totally connected. Did you see anything in terms of his spirit tonight?
I thought his spirit was good. I thought he played well. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Like we've talked about it. He's in a good spot. We're good.
JJ, two for you. Alex Len debut. Probably didn't envision having to start him for a half, but how did you think it went under the circumstances?
I thought he was fine. He again, it feels like it's been a lot of that this year. Where we're just like we had to put guys in tough spots. We've had to put our two-way guys in tough spots. We had to put Alex in a tough spot. He was fine.
And just you mentioned sort of the break needed for Austin and for LeBron. I mean, personally for you, like, a lot has happened in the last 35 days or so. Are you going to be able to unplug during this, knowing kind of your mindset? And do you think you, like, personally would benefit from a little bit of a reset here over the next few days?
I do. I do think I would benefit from that. I'm hoping that we have. I hope my goal for All-Star break is. I know this sounds simple. My goal for All-Star break is that I finalize my insurance claims and that I find an apartment to live in. So that's what I'm hopeful for. And I get out of the hotel, and that would be nice. I'm going to tell my staff, don't fucking talk to me the next 2 days. If you need something over the weekend, I'll be back in the office Monday. Actually, I'm going to go to the office tomorrow too, but for a different reason. I'm coaching my kids this weekend. I'll be with my family. It'll be nice.
JJ, what did you make of round 2 with Luka out there offensively, and just it felt like he seemed more comfortable with the group, and
we did
and
some good stuff when he was on the court. Again, it just we've had a number of these games over the last month where we're playing down lineups we've never played. We've got guys on minutes restrictions. Like it's nonsense. It's just nonsense. And our guys in group have been awesome, and we weren't tonight. That's just the reality. We weren't good as a group. That's okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Dalton, have to imagine these last couple of days couldn't be easy for anybody. How have you handled it, and what's helped get you through it?
Yeah, it was a crazy, time. Not too many people done that coming back, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to hoop. I told that to JJ and Rob when I got back, is that was the main thing. I want to go hoop, like I want to play, but I got in late, and at the end of the day, they said Wednesday was my return, so I was excited to come back here and play with my guys.
You looked like yourself out there today. How did you kind of keep that mental focus and like you said, kind of focus on the basketball and do it like you did?
Yeah, I was going to play my game whenever I returned. So, I was going to go out there, hit some shots, and, play some defense with my guys and, go out there and execute.
Hey, Dalton. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We talked about this, I think, before the Clipper game, just kind of like the shock from the Luka trade and just how wild of a situation that was. Like, can you just take us a little bit through the process of getting the call, getting to Charlotte, and then being told that you were going to come back? I mean, like, what was that even like?
It felt like a movie, after that game. Came back that night, or not that night, the next day, went to go get some shots up in the gym. 20 free throws in. I usually always shoot 25 right before I shoot. And, Rob called me up there and told me the news. It's hard, I got drafted here, so LA means a lot. So, hearing that, then I go to Charlotte in the morning with one of my guys, and then, get introduced and start meeting all those people, and then fly out to Detroit to was called my debut game, to then now I'm flying back to LA. Rob called me and said, you're coming back, and I was just excited just to go out there and hoop no matter where I was going. I just wanted to go hoop. I told that to JJ and Rob. I get it's a business, so at the end of the day, I told them, like, let's go play basketball.
What did JJ or Rob say to you once you got back, or whether it's on the phone or getting back to LA, I guess, just for your mental state, I guess emotional state after it was 48, 72 hours of the unknown, or think you're going to be on Charlotte and having to come back?
We sat down and talked right when I got back. We had a couple conversations, and we ultimately agreed Monday I wouldn't play because I got in super late from my flight. So we knew Wednesday I was going to play, and I was just excited just to go out there and do what I love to do, is go out and compete and play with my teammates.
Dalton, what's the reception been like from the locker room and your teammates, and just kind of welcoming you back, and obviously kind of knowing you've been going through a lot the last week or so?
I mean, every single one of them came up and pretty much hugged me, said it was good. You know, they said, welcome back. And then obviously tonight they said, it's your debut game again. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's just a business. I get where Rob and JJ are going. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just going out there and doing my job and playing basketball, doing what I love to do.
Along the business side of things, the Hornets are, I guess, petitioning to try to reverse it again. What's your understanding of where those things stand, and how did you become aware of that situation?
I have no clue, to be honest. You know, I'm just doing what I love to do, going out there and playing, and you know, like I said, whatever happens. I'm just going to compete hard wherever I go, and you know, hopefully it's LA. So, whatever happens, I'm just going to go out there and compete. I don't really care about anything. I just want to go play.
And just to follow, you're returning to a Lakers team that has Luka Doncic on it. Just what are your thoughts on getting to play with him?
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, the passes that he was making out there is crazy. You know, they told me first thing back is no matter what, when he has the ball, be ready to shoot. Like he's gonna get it to you no matter what. And you know, seeing that a couple passes to like AR, Braun, he wasn't even looking. So it was crazy. Excited.
Thanks, Dalton.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
And kind of about what a crazy week it was for him. And can you relate to that, just with the trade coming out of nowhere and then him going and him coming back, and how did you kind of try to welcome him back to the team now?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously different, something not me, I didn't expect it, probably other people didn't expect it. Well, you know, for him too, you know, it's tough. You get traded, you come back, so it's a weird week. But at the end of the day, this is our team. This is the team we have, and we got to show we can do everything.
JJ mentioned that, you know, it can be tricky blowing a team out and then coming and playing them again, and he thought Utah really responded. But how do you kind of take that in stride, and as you enter the All-Star break now and thinking about where this team can go?
Yeah, I think we can go very far. Obviously, today I felt a little bit rusty. You know, 2 games in after my injury. Turnovers, missed free throws, so I got to do way better. But now I think we're approaching this break, so we got to rest. For me, I think it's more mental rest than anything else, but still got to work. So I'm excited about this break, and I can't wait to go back to play.
Luka, to follow up on that, what are your plans for the All-Star break, and how are you going to spend the next 6 days or so?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, just mental break for me, work out, and just trying to have some fun with the family.
Just physically for you and your calf, just how's it come out the past couple of games after being out for, I think, 6 weeks, 7 weeks?
Yeah, it's good. Still getting back in rhythm. You know, you can't really practice that 5-on-5 stuff. It's way different in the game. But you know, I'm just happy to be back out there and trying to win and trying to play games.
Luka, there aren't going to be many nights, hopefully, where the team is kind of, I don't know if flat is the right word, but you mentioned missed free throws. It was kind of everybody. I think Austin was like 1 for 10 from 3, but like, in general, did you feel about the process tonight? And are you starting to see the ways that you guys can be pretty dynamic together?
Yeah, I think shows the first game we play against them, you know, the way we can play, the way we move the ball, everybody connected on both sides of the floor. So today wasn't our best game, so we got to work on that.
What have you seen from JJ as a coach so far? I mean, obviously you were teammates with him before, but not been a ton of time, but a couple games, couple practices. What have you seen?
Great. He's a great coach. I know he's only his first year, but it don't feel like it feels like he's been here for 15 years. So props to him, and I can't wait to be coached more by him.
Luka, en español, para desde la cancha. Una pregunta quizás que ya te han hecho mucho, pero ¿alguna vez cuando eras niño soñaste con vestir el uniforme púrpura y dorado de los Lakers?
Sí, bueno, siempre vi a Kobe cómo jugaba aquí. Era una leyenda que todos seguíamos, sobre todo en Europa. Otro Pau estuvo aquí, así que por supuesto que quería jugar aquí y es un sueño.
Austin finished with 15 points and 11 assists. Let's go inside the Laker locker room. He's with Mike.
Austin, you'd been playing pretty consistently good basketball as a team. I'm sure not the way you wanted to go out heading into the All-Star break. What did you think the difference was tonight?
I just didn't feel like we was connected on the defensive end. We had a lot of blown coverages. And then, like tonight, when shots don't fall, you got to be really good on the defensive end, and we weren't.
What's your kind of zoomed out look of your team up to this point as you now head into the break?
We're in a great spot. We've been playing really good basketball, other than, tonight was a slip up, but you have those, and I feel like we're in a really good spot.
You guys have put a lot into this, physically, emotionally, mentally, over the last few weeks. Lots happened. Did it feel just sort of like the tank was empty tonight?
No. I just felt like we played like. To be honest, I don't want to say the tank was empty. Anytime you get an opportunity to go out there and play basketball, you love that opportunity. Didn't play very good.
JJ mentioned the factor of you guys just played them on Monday, blowout win, and the challenge of playing a team twice in a row. That factor. Just what challenges are presented when that happens, especially when you do win that first one in the fashion that you did Monday?
It shouldn't matter. You got to be professionals, and you got to go in there and do the same thing that we didn't tonight. From the gate we weren't, what we needed to be. We weren't where we was the other night, and you let a team get like that, young, confident, start shooting the ball really well. They continue to do that, and it's hard to climb your way back in the game. So we just got to be more professional in our approach to those situations.
It was Dalton's first game back in the lineup since the trade was rescinded. How did you guys kind of help him get through tonight, and what do you think of his game?
He, at the end of the day, this league is a business, and trades happen. I've never seen something like this happen, so this is the first for me. So, at the end of the day, he's got to come in here and be a professional and go out there and do his job. And I thought he was good tonight. I don't think he played a game in probably a week or so. So, can't wait to get him back out there acclimated with everything that we're doing, because he's going to help us be successful.
What are these 7 days going to do for you?
Going to give me some time to sit down and sleep and just relax. It's I think at this point of the year, I think everybody's a little, fatigued mentally, physically. So it gives everybody an opportunity to kind of reset and attack the last however many games there is.
Luka hit you with that behind the back pass on the drive, and you hit the three. What did you see in that sequence, and just sort of how's it been adjusting to him being able to kind of make reads like that?
Yeah, he's an unbelievable passer that can make any pass in basketball, and I was just at that point hoping I made a shot. So I was happy it went in. But I watched him, a lot since he's been in the league, and I've seen, crazy stuff that he does. So whenever he does it, not really, surprised or taken away by it, because I've watched him do, all of that a lot of times.
All right, Alex, if you could just take us through the last couple of days and what it's been like for you, and changing teams and kind of wondering where you'd wind up and kind of getting the call from the Lakers.
It's been a couple of crazy days, On the way to Indiana, when Rob called me, kind of was, changed my mind and came here. Kind of got a crazy few days,
Yeah, for sure. And then going from there to being in the lineup right away, and then Jackson gets hurt in the first half, and so maybe the minutes even a little higher. What was that like, and what were the things you tried to focus on both ends of the court?
I was trying, just play hard. I didn't know any plays, kind of just get thrown out there. So just trying to play hard, make easy play. That's about it.
Yeah, what were the biggest things you considered in kind of changing your mind to come here, and Luka Doncic coming over, LeBron being here? What were the things that you went through your head?
I mean, I understand, being with the Lakers is, a great opportunity. I mean, I couldn't pass up on it. It's playing for a championship. So when I heard it, I was like, I'm coming here.
How would you assess, I guess, the past 24 plus hours of signing with the team? You're in the lineup, in rotation, then you start in the second half after Jackson. Like, how would you, I guess, assess everything?
I mean, it was just crazy 24 hours, just, thinking going one place, coming here, getting signed, going away here, playing the game, and just try to stay in the moment, and keep things simple.
You mentioned championship expectations, but what have you thought of this group from afar as you've observed them?
I mean, the one thing I've noticed, like, the group is very connected. Expectations, and you can tell guys played hard extremely every game, so those things definitely stand out.
With AD gone, and Max Christie gone, they can't afford to lose guys like who was out? Vinny Smith was out tonight.
Gabe.
They can't afford to have guys out and trying to implement a new player in Luka, not quite used to everything yet. So when Hayes went down and you don't have Vinny Smith in there, it makes it very difficult. And Gabe, those are three critical players. Made it tough on the defense tonight.
James, when you look at the last 2 months, how positive do you feel about this team and where they're at and how they've been playing, no matter who's been in the lineup? I mean, even through all the changes.
I tell you, I was getting really excited. Before trade deadline, the way they were playing basketball, they went into New York and shut down Bronson. Max Christie was making it difficult for any point guard on the opposing teams. They were trending in the right direction. We got the couple dogs in here, and Vinny Smith and Vanderbilt coming back. Gabe starting to play well. I was feeling good. Then the trade, I feel really good about where they're going. Second half of the season, still got to get Luka in there, implement it, and get the defensive schemes going. But I think it's bright. Second half of the season is bright. They are in 5th place, as opposed to 9th of last year. They're in a good place. They just got to come back after the break with a mission.
Yeah, locked in focus right here after the break. I mentioned this in the pregame that this is one of the stretches after All-Star break where everybody wants to start jockeying for position. And when you have a new addition to your team, it's going to take you a little bit of time to adjust to him and him to adjust to you. And for me, I think the Lakers are in a prime position because if you look at the people in front of you, Denver's been up and down. The Rockets hit a little right there. But do you want to have home court advantage? And that's what you got to look at yourself. You need to fight, get 4, have home court advantage, and you can't have slip-ups like this.
I actually hope they come out with a sense of urgency because I look at the last 2 seasons, that's what had to happen because their backs were up against the wall and they made these major charges, remember, just to get in to the playoffs. 2 years ago, it's a run all the way to the Western Conference Finals. So I'm hoping that they kind of start over after this All-Star break, coming off this loss, and going for it with a sense of urgency because if they can get above the line, they got a shot.
Yeah, enough of the play-in tournament. That should be goal number 1. Avoid
Absolutely,
the play-in
Press.
tournament. Goal number 2, finish in the top 4, secure home court, at least the first round.
All right, guys, let's talk a little Luka. He did have the 5 fouls tonight, but just kind of what you've seen from him, Rob, as he kind of works his way back into things after missing 7 weeks.
When you watch Luka, you watch how his vision is amazing. His scoring ability. His step back and his ability to body people up. But I'm really fascinated where Luka's able to see everybody and not just get them the ball, but get them in a position where they like to catch it and score with it.
He's also a rebounding guard, too. So a lot of times, like in my era and still today, sometimes the bigs get the rebound, and then you got to look for, a Luka or whoever the guard is. But when he gets it, it's already a automatic fast break. He rebounds, he's ready to go, and that gives him a major advantage because he's able to navigate, make the long passes like he did out to LeBron. That makes him more of a threat because he is a triple-double guy that can rebound. But I'll tell you, he's going to get in a little bit better shape, get a little more wind. Then we're really going to start to see the dominance. I mean, he's playing well right now, but we're going to get to see how he dominates games and how he's literally unstoppable when he gets going.
Yeah, it is hard to go almost 7 weeks between games and not show a little rust. Like he's going to, try to get that the legs back under him. Like I said, 47 days between games. That's too long for anybody. Nobody comes back from that. Not even MJ in his prime. Okay, maybe MJ could come back and show something. But I like how Luka he's going to stay in town, get even more conditioning going, and get back to where he was when he got hurt back on Christmas Day.